Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stamping Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my channel. Today, I've got a really easy but beautiful Christmas card to share with you. Let me open the top so you can see, whoops, so you can see inside. It's not a difficult or complicated card to make, but it did turn out really gorgeous, so I wanted to share it with you. All right, so let me tell you some of the things that I'm using. The stamp set that I'm using today is the Trees for Sale stamp set, and I am using this Christmas greetings sentiment, and then I'm also going to use this small tree to stamp on the inside of my card. And we are using the 6x6 Lights Aglow paper from the current mini catalog. Here it is right here, Cherry Cobbler, Evening Evergreen, Very Vanilla, and Black. So beautiful, beautiful paper. And then also we're using this Glimmer paper that has Evening Evergreen, white, and gold. So those will make our card very fancy. Let me show you what pieces we need to be able to make this card. I'm just going to set it over here to the side. And first, we will need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then we need a piece of Very Vanilla cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We also need a piece of the Designer Series paper that's 3 inches by 5.5 inches. And then a couple of just little tiny pieces of cardstock. This one is 1 inch by 3 1/4. This is the Very Vanilla at 3/4 of an inch by 3. Then another little piece of Designer Series paper that is 1/2 by 5.5. And last are 2 strips of this Glimmer paper. And for the card we're making today, I'm using the gold. This is 1/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch. So there's just a lot of layering here that's going on to make this card beautiful. If I didn't mention it before, this Lights Aglow paper, one side of each sheet of paper in the paper pack has gold foil on it. So it's really beautiful. Okay, let's start putting our card together. I think what I'm going to start with actually is stamping. So I'm going to be using Cherry Cobbler today. And let me grab my little piece of Very Vanilla. And I've got the Christmas greetings sentiment that I'm going to use. So let me ink up my stamp. Oh my goodness. The dogs are excited. Do you think it's an Amazon delivery? Or maybe it's a delivery of more Stampin' Up! Products. What do you think? It could be. It could be. That happens a lot around here. Lots of deliveries. And they're always protecting me from the delivery men, which I appreciate. So, there it is. There's a sentiment. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me grab the inside of the card because we are going to stamp that really cute tree on here. You know, it's funny. We have 3 dogs, right? So there are normally 3 dogs in the house. 2 really big ones and a little one. And right now we are dog sitting. One of our grand dogs. Grand dogs? Is that a thing? I'm going to bring some scratch paper over here. And so they are just kind of keyed up. They are kind of keyed up. Everybody is worried about what everybody else is doing. And so they're kind of keeping us hopping. So I'm going to stamp that one off because I want this back layer to be really light. So there we go. That's what I was looking for. And then we'll do full strength on this. So as you can see, this is a two-step stamping, and I really do like this set because it's extremely forgiving. Some of them you really need to line it up a certain way, but that is not the case with this set. You can get it anywhere in the near vicinity, and you've done a good job. So I really like it when they're like that. Okay. While I have this here, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of Designer Series paper and adhere it right here. Oh my goodness. I'm laughing because I can hear my husband in the back of the house trying to keep the dogs quiet. He's a good guy. He is a good guy. Okay. Now, let's put this right here. And I'll just press that down a little bit. Okay, let's grab our card base. And I am going to burnish this fold with my bone folder. Makes a nice crisp fold so your card wants to stay closed. It's not flying open all the time. All right, let's go ahead and adhere this to the inside. I love this card so much. You know, I'm a big fan of Designer Series paper. I mean, I like stamping for sure, but Stampin' Up! Has such beautiful Designer Series paper that it's very easy to make a gorgeous card and let the Designer Series paper do all the work. So I'm going to just flip that over and press it really well. Okay, and now, actually I'm going to bring back my grid paper here. Because sometimes I will do things and I will just kind of eyeball it, but this time I'm going to try to be a little more careful. Let me bring in this piece of Designer Series paper because I would like for it to be centered. And so, let me get this up here. So if I leave 1, 2.5 squares at the top, I have 1, 2.5 squares at the bottom. All right, so that lets me know that I am centering that because I'm not always the best at just eyeballing it, right? You could do it. It wouldn't be a big deal. I mean, I did several like that, so, and they are just as gorgeous as the ones where I use my grid paper. No one will ever know. All right. There we go. Press that down. And then we're going to bring in this wonderful Glimmer paper. And I'm going to use some of the gold for that today. And I'm just going to put a little bit along here. It won't take much to hold this in place, and I don't want it squeezing out and making a mess of my cards. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it right up against my Designer Series paper. And the liquid glue, as you know, is my favorite because I can move my paper around a little bit if I need to. So that's firmly up against my Designer Series paper. Let's put one down here. Are you in love with this card? I am. You know what? I'm making a lot of these because, you know, this is a great card for multiples. You just sit down, cut all your cardstock, cut all your Designer Series paper, cut all your Glimmer paper, and then really you're just putting things together. So that makes it really easy. Fast and easy, which, you know, sometimes we want to make a very special holiday card for someone, but we also need to know how to make some that we can make many multiples and do it kind of in a hurry, right? Okay. Now we just need to glue our sentiment onto our cherry cobbler cardstock. There we go. Wonderful. All right, now I've got this fancy little piece of trim. And let me look here and tell you what it's called, because I don't remember. Oh, Simply Elegant Trim. And it comes with silver and gold in the package, so I'm using the gold today. It's in the annual catalog, so you can find it there. And I'm just going to wrap this around these 3 fingers a couple of times. And then I'm going to pinch it together, and then I'm going to twist it like that. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Stampin' seal, maybe. I'm going to take my Stampin' seal and put a little bit on there like that, okay? And then I'm just going to put this down on top of here. Let me see how I want it. Okay, I had to think about that for a minute. I think I had too much turkey for Thanksgiving. You know, my brain is kind of tired. All right, and now just to make sure that stays in place, I'm just going to take a piece of this tear and tape and put on top of it. You see what I mean? That wanted to jump out of there. So let's put that back, and I'm just going to put that on there. I'm not even going to take the adhesive off because I'm going to put some dimensionals on here, but that will hold it in place. See? Oh, that adds such a pretty little touch, and it's something a little different than a bow or a knot, right? It seems like I do bows and knots a lot, so I like that. That's something different. Okay, let's grab these dimensionals, and I'm going to put one here, here, and let's do one more just to make sure it doesn't squish down in the middle. And let's see, on the green card, I put the greeting down here, but I think this time I'm going to put it more up toward the left side and up toward the top. So let's do that. There we go. Voila, beautiful. There we go. One in Evening Evergreen, one in Cherry Cobbler. So you have to tell me which one your favorite is. And if you think you'll make some of these cards, super simple. Make a bunch of them, send it to everybody you know. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.